Hey there, Richard here. Now, how would you like to be able to create a presentation that converts? And when I say converts, I mean anytime you want your audience to take immediate action after seeing your presentation, your information, then you definitely want to pay attention to these three snippets that I've pulled from my full 72-minute course, Presentations That Convert. So if you're a network marketer and you're looking to deliver a presentation that has people want to join your team there and then, you're in the right place. If you wanted to sell products or services or coaching that again has people either book appointments with you straight away or buys a product there and then from the page, you're in the right place. It doesn't matter whether you want to get on stage and sell a bunch of products. It doesn't matter whether you want to get in front of people via Skype or face-to-face. Doesn't matter if you want to use webinars. If you would all want to drive your audience to taking an action that you want them to take, pay close attention, because I'm pulling these from training that typically is only available to my personal coaching clients that pay a minimum of 4 figures. You're getting a great inside track here for free. Okay, in the presentation that converts training, I go slide by slide by slide exactly what you should say, when and how, in the right order. The first one, easy title creation, we're going to kick off with that and then jump into a couple of slides a little bit later on. So let's start with that. So a great way to craft a really powerful title is this formula that I've got on the page right here. Now, why is it important to have a good title? Well, if you're looking at marketing online, you're going to want to get as many people registering as possible, right? A title helps you achieve that. If yourself, if you take a look at information, it doesn't really grab you, then you're perhaps not going to stick around and register for that webinar. Shame for you if you've got something really valuable to share with them and your business isn't going to grow. If you're filling a physical event, you want to get bums on seats, people buying tickets. You need a great title to let people know, hey, this is something that they want to see. I see a lot of people with poor titles and strong content that no one ever gets to see because they don't have a good enough title. Let's solve that for you right now. So here's a great way that you can craft a great title. You're about to learn how to, and then their big desire. I'm going to run through an example in a second with you. Without their biggest challenge, insert that there. And when I say there, I mean your target audience for the presentation you're about to give, even, and their most common objection. So I might say in this training, you're about to learn ... how to create presentations that convert without the need to ever having done a presentation before, even if you're super nervous about getting in front of people. So can you see how, even though that's off the top of my head, and I promise you it is off the top of my head, that already structures the information that I'm sharing with you in a very desirable way. It lets my audience know, hey, yeah, I do want to learn how to build good presentations. I am worried that because I've never done it before, I couldn't do it, and I am a little bit nervous about recording my voice or getting on stage or getting in front of the camera. So, okay, this could definitely be for me. So you can just drop in your target market's desires, challenge, and common objections in that formula and have a great title which will drive registrations for your physical or online event. Let's jump ahead to what would be slide number 12 in your presentation, which I call a pre-teaching edification. So this is something that you would include when you're about to start teaching the main bulk of your presentation. So when you're really going to give them some value, if it's online or offline, you're going to teach them something, the reason they came, you want to set it up with this. Because you're going to go to the offer at the end, right, which is going to be linked to this presentation. You're going to ask them to join or buy or book an appointment. So we need to let them know what happens if they don't take action on what it is you're about to offer them. Okay, so what I would say is, on this slide, I would say, why should you, and then the subject of the presentation. So why should you want to craft presentations that convert? Then you're going to cover the pain of staying where they are. Well, what happens if you don't? Pain of missing out on the desired outcome. Here's what will happen. You may have a fantastic business or product, and you may be wondering why other people selling the same product or service or similar are doing really, really well and you're not. Imagine the frustration that you can't just seem to get anyone to understand exactly what it is that's on offer. You know it's good. Thousands of people may already know it's good and have purchased. But for you personally, you just can't quite seem to communicate that effectively. Imagine seeing all those people with far less talent and work ethic than you blasting past your results, building a bigger business, building a bigger network marketing business, or selling more products, or having more coaching clients. And really deep down, you know you can do just as good a job of them. You just don't know how to market your idea effectively. You get to see the life that you should be living simply because you never learned how to present effectively. So what's the situation you're in right now? We're going to anchor their situation. How are you presenting right now? Does it feel in total alignment with your personality? Does it, when you send your prospects or your clients your presentation, do they see a really polished professional approach? Do they really get what it is you're trying to get them to understand? If it isn't, and it isn't converting for you, you have a problem. You're going to put a lot of time and effort, I'm sure you're doing this right now, into resources, marketing, Facebook Lives, blogs, YouTube videos, anything you can name, but if what you're pointing them to isn't slick and congruent with what you want them to see, then they're never going to take your desired outcome. So imagine if that's you. How long is that going to continue, and how many results could you possibly expect to get with a really poor, low converting presentation? So can you see how I've applied this training so it relates to you? But you could put anything in there. You could talk about your company product. You could talk about your network marketing opportunity, about the loss of time, about do they have any other option right now, concrete options to address their income or time issues. It could be your coaching. How much longer they're going to fail in their business. It could be your product, your info product, your training, your affiliate offer. Do they not need to do better in where they are? You can just literally drop in, as you can with every single one of these slides that I use in this full training, drop your individual information over the top. You can know exactly what to say and how it's going to convert. Can you see how powerful this slide would be before you hit them with the content? In their mind now, they're going, well, you know what? I really do need to do something. This has made me realize that. That's what you're going to do with this slide. So now let's slip to the third and final slide of these few snippets, something else really powerful. Okay, so a really, really powerful way to end any presentation is to address the elephants in the room. You know what I mean by that is, if you have a large audience, you may be able to take questions either on a webinar software or face-to-face and get the feel of your audience and squash any objections. But what I would highly invite you to do to control that information is to have some questions ready. A lot of people get to the end of a webinar and say, okay, any questions, or in a stage presentation, any questions, and we're hit with all these things that we didn't really want to address, or people miss out something that we really wanted to include. So be a professional and prepare for that. Ask your existing audience, ask your friends, ask your family, ask yourself with a little bit of research at the very least, what is the most likely objections that people have to whatever it is you want them to do on your presentation? Book an appointment, take action, buy your product, whatever it may be, join your business. What are they most likely going to be thinking? And then address those questions. So you can say, hey, I'm going to take some questions now, but let me point you towards these slides with some questions I've received previously. That's the truth. You've received them previously. We never lie. So we bring up a slide on your PowerPoint, either online or behind you if you're on the stage, or if you're on your laptop, if you're there face to face, and you can address those questions. So for example, if it is something along the lines of, say, joining a business or joining an opportunity, you may say something along the lines of, question is people often ask me is this type of business legitimate? Isn't this some kind of pyramid scheme? And you could say, listen, let me explain. Do you actually know what one is? Let me actually explain that to you. Let me go through this. I'm sure you understand that this isn't, but there's a handful of people that may be wondering that. So let me address that question. You may be talking about, a bonus that you offered or something that's time restrained. Some of you have asked me in the past about, how long this offer is open. So let me be clear. If you want to take action right now, you get the bonus A, B, C, D that I covered, and you get that reduction, that special price offer. If you come back tomorrow, this offer probably won't be here. If I introduce it again, it's going to be at this price. You're going to pay 60% more, and you're going to lose 3 of the 5 bonuses. So if you would all want to do this right now, you get a 2-week cooling off period, or you get a 30-day money back guarantee, or whatever you get, So I would highly invite you to do this now. There is zero risk. So can you see how that I'm using questions to keep the audience engaged, and you can still address the biggest issues? If at all possible, if you know, there's another powerful strategy on here, if you know of anyone in the room that has bought your course or used your services and is positive about it, or if you're on a webinar and you have a large audience, like when I do webinars, I have people buying while I'm actually on the webinar. So you can't bring those people out to give a testimonial. I go to people in the audience, or I go to people online and say, hey, I noticed that you raise your hand if you bought. Okay, so why did you buy? Why did you buy? And even if you've not got them on the night, you can go to the people that have already joined your team or have already joined your company. Why did you join our company? Well, I saw this and this. Use that testimonial. I was speaking to John Doe the other day. John joined the company as soon as he saw the same information, and here's the reason why he joined. Quote marks for John. I joined this business because I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, and I thought, you know what? If not now, then when? I'm going to do it. There's a 14-day cooling off period anyway. Jane, I was speaking to Jane the other day. She bought my product on a very similar webinar to this. Jane said, I've been wanting to know how to present for some time. I've never felt ready to step up because I didn't really know what to say, and I felt like I would look foolish if I stumbled over my words. If I thought someone was going to give me it slide by slide by slide so I could cover every angle and just literally lay over my product on top of the framework, that gave me a boost in confidence. And to be honest, the presentation I'm currently using isn't really in fitting with my personality, and I wanted something to reflect that. I wanted to brand myself at the same time as increasing my conversions. So you can actually edify the decision of them saying yes to you. You can actually edify them wanting to say yes, because now there's approval from other people who've been where they've been. Not just using the product or service or joining the company and going on to do good things, which is part of the presentation blueprint that I'll teach you, but also actually edifying the decision, the desire to say yes, the desire to reach out to you or to buy from you or to join you. That's a really powerful oversight. A lot of people don't know, and now you know that. So again, these are 3 snippets taken from a full 72-minute training, and you can grab that now at richardmatheru.com/PTC. PTC stands for Presentations That Convert. If you've enjoyed this, if you think, well, yeah, this is actually useful to create a good title, to edify that decision, to have those questions ready, or already you can think, okay, well, that could help the information you're currently sharing or how you're sharing with your customers or prospects. Imagine what 72 full minutes could do when I take you step by step, slide by slide, from the first slide to the last slide, the order, the inclusions, things not to say, things to say, exactly what I've used to generate over $500,000 in home business sales of products and commissions. You can have that exact blueprint at richardmatheru.com/PTC. I'm not going to keep this open for long, because up to now, this has been information I've currently only delivered to my high paying clients. But this is a skill that will really allow you to just, anytime, put this in your, in your library. Anytime you want to launch a product, you want to launch a giveaway, you want to do a webinar, you want to sell, your opportunity, you want to do an affiliate offer, anything, bring this out, dust it down, use it to create your presentation. I know this is going to help a lot of people make a lot more sales, and the missing piece of the puzzle as to why it is that you can't quite seem to get people to take action on offers and products and businesses that you know are good and you see other people getting success in. I hope you enjoy that training. If it's still live, hope you grab a copy. If not, hope you've enjoyed this free snippets at the very least. Bye for now.